Coming up on First at 4, more cases of COVID-19 are being confirmed in the mountains. We talked to officials in Bell County where cases are spiking. And another Eastern Kentucky fair is canceled due to COVID-19, this time in Laurel County.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms continue along with those hot temperatures over the next several days. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, Bell County is seeing a major spike of COVID-19 cases with 10 new cases announced yesterday alone. WYMT's Dakota Makers talked with Bell County officials about the recent spike and has more.
I'm outside of the Bell County Courthouse where I just spoke with Bell County Judge Executive Albie Brock about the recent COVID-19 cases in the area. Bell County was one of the last counties in the state to report cases of COVID-19. Judge Executive Brock tells me the first case was in May. Now the county has 44 reported cases of the virus. The Judge Executive now says Bell County is a hot spot for the virus.
I think the data says it's a hot spot. Regardless of what I personally think, I think when you go from approximately 12 cases to 44 in less than a week, that feels pretty hot to me.
Judge Executive Brock encourages people to wear masks when out in public and to continue good hand washing and social distancing habits. But for now, I'm in Bell County. Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
And Dakota, thank you. He'll have more on this coming up at 6 o'clock. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is urging Americans to wear masks and social distance. McConnell argued there should be no stigma about wearing a mask amid the pandemic, though this comes as President Donald Trump continues to not wear one in public. The Kentucky Republican emphasized this at an event in Louisville.
This is not over. We had hoped we'd be on the way to saying a goodbye to this healthcare pandemic. Clearly, it is not over. We've seen surges in certain parts of the country, and I think it's important for all of us in public life to continue to emphasize that the single most important thing that each of us can do as individuals to protect not only ourselves, but our friends and colleagues is to wear a mask.
The CDC urges everyone to wear a cloth face cover in public, primarily in case the wearer is unknowingly infected but does not have symptoms. Among events now canceled due to COVID-19, the Laurel County Fair. The fair usually brings in thousands of visitors from eastern and southern Kentucky. Entertainment usually would include a Ferris wheel and petting zoo along with live entertainment. Fair officials say they tried to come to a solution, but it just would not work. And not only does this affect family fun, but surrounding businesses.
Fairs and festivals are big here in eastern Kentucky and in the Appalachian Mountains. Not being able to do our fairs and festivals is a big thing.
Now, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling normally hosts a show at the fair. Coming up at 5:30, we'll have more on how this is also affecting the local business right here in Hazard. One Wise County, Virginia event is also not happening. The Wise Business Association has canceled what would have been the 42nd annual Wise County Famous Fall Fling. It was set to take place on October 9th and 10th. The WBA said they could not in good conscience put the community at risk by holding the festival. The WBA also said they are looking forward to holding the festival in October of 2021. Harvard announced today it is holding all courses online for the upcoming academic year as cases of COVID-19 nationwide continues to climb. Despite soaring cases, many Americans gathered over the holiday weekend, some without following safety guidelines. Partygoers packed a 4th of July celebration in Cass County, Michigan. Despite calls for social distancing and mask wearing, people also flocked to beaches across San Diego, and in Miami, beaches were closed as the state doubled its infections in just 2 weeks.
Unfortunately, we're seeing more and more people be hospitalized, younger people be hospitalized. We lost a very young person, very young boy this weekend. We also lost a 40-year-old.
Florida reported more than 6,300 new coronavirus cases Monday and 47 new fatalities. The number of cases is down from the 10,000 cases reported on Saturday and the record 11,000 on Friday. Florida is now behind only New York and New Jersey in terms of the number of confirmed cases, and more than 130,000 Americans have now died. Airline travel seems to be ramping up as U.S. airports saw new pandemic-era highs this past 4th of July weekend. The Transportation Security Administration said it screened more than 700,000 passengers for 3 days in a row this weekend. That is the first time above 700,000 since mid-March. The weekend was also the first since April when American Airlines began selling its flights at full capacity. One European destination is finally opening its doors again. Visitors lined up outside the Louvre in Paris for the first time in nearly 4 months today. About 3/4 of the museum's visitors normally come from abroad, and with travel restrictions still in place due to COVID-19, officials expect an 80% fall in attendance this summer. The area will be observing safety measures such as having customers wear face masks and deliberately limiting capacity to 30%.
It's been another hot and humid day here in the mountains. We're also still seeing that mixture of sun and clouds and starting to see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, especially because it is so hot and humid out there. We'll take you up to some of those cameras first as we look along Interstate 75 in London. Plenty of sunshine to start out the day, but then we saw those clouds creep back into the mountains really throughout the afternoon hours. Temperatures right now, all of us near about 90 degrees. Some of us still in the upper 80s from Somerset to Williamsburg and even over into Wise and Pikeville. Those dew points, though, a lot of us into the lower 70s. So when you walk outside, you're definitely feeling it out there. That instant sweat category, it's humid, and that's what's making it feel like those mid to upper 80s for some of us. So very hot, very humid, and we're going to continue to see that over the next couple of days. But like I said, seeing just a few pop-up thunderstorms this evening, hearing thunder here at my house as we're seeing just a few stray showers here in parts of Perry County, some moving into Breathitt a little bit, some just moved out of or into Clay out of Leslie County, even some right there on that border over into parts of Letcher County. Now we are going to continue to see sunshine heading into the next several days along with those hot temperatures. We're also going to see a few rain chances just because it will be so hot and humid throughout the rest of the week. I'll have a look at that full 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, just heard thunder here at the station, too. Well, Middlesboro police are searching for a man after a July 4th stabbing that left a woman in serious condition. Officers were called to the stabbing on Cumberland Avenue Saturday. When they arrived, they found the woman had a serious wound to her throat. The woman was able to identify her attacker as her ex-husband, 56-year-old William Gunter of Middlesboro, who left the scene. The woman was given first aid until EMS arrived. She was then airlifted for treatment. If you have any information on Gunter's whereabouts, you should call the Middlesboro Police Department at 606-248-3636. Ghislaine Maxwell, who is accused of conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse underage girls, is expected in a New York courtroom this week. FBI agents arrested Maxwell Thursday in New Hampshire. Now there are questions about what she knows and whether she will cooperate with investigators still looking into Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring 11 months after his death.
I really hope she comes forward and says A, B, C, D, E was involved. This is how it ran. You know, just help us victims get some accountability.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleiman says Maxwell could face a maximum penalty of 35 years in prison, which means she may have an incentive to cooperate with prosecutors. The Supreme Court today issued a unanimous ruling in an important case regarding the Electoral College. The court ruled it is legal for states to punish Electoral College members who fail to fulfill a pledge to vote for a state's popular vote winner in presidential elections. 10 of the nation's 538 presidential electors went rogue in 2016, attempting to vote for someone other than their pledged candidate. The issue came before the High Court after 3 Hillary Clinton electors filed lawsuits. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Monday. The Dow closes up more than 459 points, so a good start to the week on Wall Street. Country Music Hall of Famer Charlie Daniels has died. His publicist says he died of a stroke today at a Tennessee hospital. Daniels fused traditional country with Southern rock, gaining fans across genres. He was best known for The Devil Went Down to Georgia, with its talking blues style and searing fiddle riff. The folktale earned him a Grammy for Best Country Vocal Performance. It also nabbed him a role in the 1980 blockbuster movie Urban Cowboy. He joined the Grand Ole Opry in 2008. Daniels also sang gospel in recent years. He was a big supporter of the military, making regular appearances for American troops, at times in war zones. Charlie Daniels was 83. Straight ahead on First at 4, President Trump says no to taking down controversial statues across the country. What he wants to establish next.
The hot and humid conditions continue heading throughout the next several days. I'll have a look at that forecast coming up.